Yeah, I went very, very wrong in February. Hi, I'm Rachel Lynn, and I am going into my February budget. I'm going to let you know everything that I spent in the month of February. Doing a budget is so important for keeping yourself on track with spending. A budget is I would say it is the most essential thing for getting your life on track financially so that you have the freedom to buy anything that you want. Anyway, we are getting into my February budget. If you are new here, go ahead and click that red subscribe button. Join me on this journey. I am working my way through my student loan debt, and I also recently purchased a house. We're going to look in my budget. We're going to recap February, see what I did right, and see what I did wrong. Yeah, I went very, very wrong in February. One more thing, I am trying something a little bit new when it comes to filming and showing me. I normally do that, but I'm doing it a different way. So bear with me. Hopefully this works out. Let's get into it. All right, we are officially in my budget. I'm going to start out with my notes just because that's the most logical place to start. This is any kind of changes, anything that I want to talk about, that maybe something happened this month. I figured out on February 10th that I actually had the wrong amount for my internet. So I was including a one-time charge in my budget. I set everything up in December. I closed on my house on December 1st. I set up all of my new bills and everything on first week of December. And so when I set up my internet, they had a one-time charge. The actual amount I had budgeted for in February is actually less than what the bill is. Did you catch that I actually skipped January? Yeah, I didn't do my budget in January. Whoops. I didn't have my mortgage due, and so I was like, oh, it'll be okay. No, I shouldn't have done that because I started February and I was like, wait, what happened? Like, what? I was so confused. I was so lost because I didn't do my budget in January. It's very important to do it every month, even if you think that everything is going good. I didn't pay attention, and I did catch it in February. So now here I have my actual internet bill is $54.99, not $65.58. So that's a good thing. But that's why you want to do it every month because you don't want to like miss out on these things. If it had gone the other way, then that could have been catastrophic, depending on how tight the budget is. So I'm glad that it was in my favor in this instance. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over each of my categories of spending and show you where I spent, where I went right, and where I went wrong. First up, this is what I call other known allocations. So this is really just kind of like stuff that doesn't really change from month to month. I always know what it's going to be. Plus, it doesn't exactly fit in another category, such as like spending or groceries or something like that. Like those kind of fit neatly into different categories. These don't really. They're more like bills that are just due, and they don't change too much. So I have church giving. I give $150 a month. I don't add anything to my savings unless there's something specific that I am saving for. I do have it there just in case it comes up, but normally if I have extra money left over at the end of the month, that goes towards an extra debt payment, which is actually down below a little bit more. So my mortgage payment was $878.84. This is the first time I ever paid my mortgage. It is due like at the beginning of the next month, so I'm paying it at the end of the month just because I just want to make sure that that payment gets in. Like, pay your bills early. That can be really helpful, actually. So my Nelnet, this is my undergrad student loan payment. That is $77.58. If you've been following me for a long time, then you know that my dad actually helps me out with this payment. My parents promised to pay for my college when I entered, and they are still helping me out with that. However, I put this into the budget, and I even have that money transferred at the first of the month into the other account, just in case I don't see my dad and he doesn't get money to me in time. And then that money the money that he does give me that's extra goes right into that bank account, and that bill is paid. So you don't really see that, but I still have a payment going. The graduate loan payment is my student loan. This is my grad loan, and I owe that completely myself. That is $72.52. That payment is being automatically transferred into another account. I have to go in and make the payment. The undergrad loan is still taking the payments, but the graduate loan canceled not just the interest but also the payments. I'm still putting in money into the account that I paid that bill from so that I can, go in every once in a while and just make a big payment. My extra payment on debts, I don't have anything in there right now. We'll have to wait until I get to the end of the budget. I might have some money to put in there. I might not. Depends. Actually, I didn't really think about that until just now. So we'll have to look and see how much money I have left over when we get to the end of the budget. Next up, I have my sinking funds. I put $250 into my sinking funds each month. That goes into several different categories, including gifts for birthdays throughout the year and Christmas, as well as household repairs, car repairs and replacement, my car insurance that gets paid every 6 months. That actually saves me almost $100 by paying 6 months at a time. I have all of these sinking funds and more. My subscriptions, so those were paid on the 28th, the 10th, and the 12th. Those total $29.45. That includes Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Apple storage for my phone. My electricity gas bill was $207.61. This was a little bit of a surprise. I'm not used to paying the electricity and gas bill. I was also home a lot, working from home. I am a teacher. We have actually been in person for most of the year, but there was a good chunk of time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there were a couple of weeks after I had moved in that I was here and we were teaching from home, as well as the week after the Christmas break. And then we also have had several snow days and just working from home. So I've been home a lot more than I normally would be in the winter. And this could also possibly include a little bit of December, but I'm not 100% sure about that. My water bill, $116.01. This is a 2-month water bill, but actually December was also part of that. So it's kind of like more like a 3-month water bill. And I actually have more that's due. I have another $75 that's due. And that will be paid in March because that's when the actual bill is due. But I went on ahead and paid this portion of it, and then that portion will be automatically withdrawal because I set that up. And so anyway, I had to pay some extra. I'm hoping that this water bill is so huge due to the fact that when I first moved in, I was doing a lot of dishes and doing a lot of laundry. I had lots of clothes, lots of blankets, lots of stuff that had been in storage for a very long time, as well as all of my dishes. And so I'm hoping that that's where that high water bill came from, and I really hope that my water bill is not that high all the time. My internet, that is now $54.99, and I paid that bill. I did not pay my trash bill this month. That is due every 3 months, so it wasn't paid in February. I think it is due again in March. My Verizon bill is $52.66. My gasoline, I have spent very little money on gasoline. I live about 1 to 2 miles away from where I work, and my dad, who I visit a lot still, he lives somewhat in between. It's kind of out of the way compared to where I go to work, but the 3 locations, my dad, my house, and my place of employment, are all within like 2 miles of each other. A circle. What do you call that? A radius of each other. So we are all very, very, very close. And so I don't drive a whole lot. So I don't spend a whole lot of money on gas. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So I spent $20.27 on gas. this is where things get a little shaky. So I went way over in my grocery budget. I already felt like $300 a month for groceries was way more than I would ever need. And yeah, I went over. Now, to be fair, I am establishing things in my house. And I also had household items and cleaning supplies and things along that kind of vein was included in all of this as well. So that does make a huge difference. And so that is why I'm now in the middle of a $10 a week grocery challenge. And I am only spending $10 a week on fresh foods only. I'm also splitting up my household items from my groceries, which you will see in next month's budget. So my groceries, I spent $1.49 at IGA. I think that was for a loaf of bread I picked up. $63.56 at Kroger, $180.90 at Walmart, $180.91 at Kroger, which I found that very, very odd how close they were to each other, and then $20.46 at Walmart. I will also say there's also some Valentine's Day stuff in here. When I went to Walmart, I picked up a whole bunch of stuff for my students at school for our Valentine's party that got pushed back like over a week later because of a snow day and some other days off and stuff, and it was like, I could have waited until after Valentine's and bought everything on sale. So I spent $447.32. That is way too much when it comes to groceries. I'm one person by myself. That's why I'm doing my grocery challenge. Next up on the list is my teaching allocation. So I do allow myself some spending for my classroom, and that's where some of that from Walmart should have gone, but I also did a major grocery haul as well, and so that's why I just stuck it all in there, and I kind of regret that, but it all evens out in the end, so it's fine. Amazon, I spent $11.49. I can't remember what I bought, but I got something that I needed for the classroom. My spending allocation, I spent $41 for a storage unit. Now, this storage unit I purchased, I started renting back in, I think it might have been September or October of last year, and so I have been paying $41 a month for this storage unit. I never put a single thing in the storage unit. I wanted to kind of move some of my things out of my dad's house and kind of like free up some space around the house. I just never got around to taking anything to the storage unit. I decided to buy a house instead. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I went on ahead and got a storage unit. I figured that's cheaper than buying a house. But then I realized, no, it's not about like moving my stuff and like having more free space. It was about having my personal free space, and that I really did need to buy a house or move out in some capacity. And I made the choice to purchase a house. This month was the last month that I spent the storage unit. Now, I did keep it even after I purchased my house in December. I decided to keep it for another month or two just in case I needed storage space, because I did purchase a pretty small house and I didn't know how much stuff I would have. When I moved in, I knew that everything would be coming with me. All of my stuff from my childhood, all of my stuff from college, like everything I've ever accumulated, it would be coming here to this house, and I didn't know how much space that would need. During Christmas break, I pretty much went through everything, almost everything. There's still a lot of stuff that I'm missing, but those would be in boxes that would have come from my last apartment, and this would be stuff that I know that I need, so it's not like stuff that would be stored. I think that I have gone through everything that would need to be stored in my house. I got all of my childhood stuff down to about 4 totes, and one of them I still actually need to go through. I do have several other totes full of holiday decorations, namely Christmas, but I do have some other holiday decorations too. That also takes up more room as well, but I don't have as much stuff as I thought that I did. Okay, let's keep going on in the budget. My restaurant allocation. I spent $21.86 at Cracker Barrel. I spent $7.83 at Raising Cane's, and then $23 going to a fish fry. And I spent a total of $52.69 on restaurants. Now, I did go over, but it's not a huge amount. It's like $12 over. And that is actually like the fish fry I purchased for both me and my great aunt. We were going together. She paid me $10 for herself. That's kind of a silly story. So she was going to pay in cash, but it's like a drive-through only, and they only take cards. Because they're trying to be as safe as possible with COVID. And so she's like 93, 94 years old. So when I was like, well, they're not taking cash right now, only cards. And she's like all worried about it. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. And she was going to pay for both of us in cash. But then when I said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it on my card. Like I would have paid, like I'm fine with paying with just both of us. It's fine. But then she like puts her $20 bill away and gets out a $10 bill. I was like, here, this is for mine. Like, I don't know why she, like, if she's going to pay for both of us, why did she pay for mine too? I don't know. Anyway, she could have paid for mine in cash, but whatever. I don't care. She's just at that age where it's like, she just does her thing. So anyway, that was paid for the two of us, and then Cracker Barrel, that was also going out with my Aunt Doris. Actually, I think I bought stuff from the store because I think she actually paid for our lunch that day. But I bought some things in the store. I had some gift cards that I used up, but then I bought some masks. Like, they had some really cute masks. I guess I thought that I had more on my gift cards than I did. But those masks are really cute, and I'm so glad that I bought them, actually. All right, now it's time for sinking funds. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a big month. My car insurance was due this month, so that's always a big one. It makes things seem like, whoa, I way overspent. But that's $448.49 for 6 months. And that's paid in full, so I don't have to worry about it until 6 months from now. And then I also spent $130.26 on Amazon. I bought some items for the house. I bought a new filing cabinet. I bought kitchen and door rugs, a duvet cover. I also, you can see I went to Target and Kohl's, and then there are a few more things that I bought on Amazon for the house that I put in my March budget. And this is just what cleared in my accounts before I like paid all of my credit card bills, because everything that I purchased, just about everything that I purchased that you see in here, goes on a credit card. Not all the bills do, but almost everything that you see goes on a credit card of some kind. So I have several different credit cards that I use for several different things, and I earn cashback rewards on them, and then I pay them in full at the very end of the month to earn as much cashback rewards, but I never pay interest because I don't carry over any balances. So these things cleared before I actually paid the bill for the month of February. So I spent $233.77 at Target, and then at Kohl's I spent $69.20. I bought a vacuum and shoes. This is minus a gift card, and actually I had a $30 gift card at Target too. I will be showing everything that I got in an upcoming video. My house is so much happier to live in now that I have done a little bit, and like I want to do more around the house because that just makes me want to do more. So let's go on to the next section, which is my income. So I earned $1.21 from Capital One interest for keeping my money in their bank account and their savings accounts. I had 2 paychecks of $11.0584 each. I get paid on the 30th, or the last day of the month, and the 15th of each month, and I always count the 30th as the first of the month. It's just easier that way. Then I also got a payment from AdSense for $104.32. That is money from you watching my videos and liking and commenting, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. And if you ever wanted to make an extra donation for me in my name, there's actually an applaud button down below that you can use to donate some more if you want. If you owe any money on debt, please don't do that. But if you don't owe any debt and you would like to help this channel out, help me out, then I would appreciate that. But even just you watching these videos really, really helps me out, and I thank you so, so much. So I had a total income this month of $2,317.21. Okay, so now we're going to look at where the totals, like I have a running total. I have 0, 0, 0, which those are good. Negatives are bad. That means I went over budget. So I went over budget in my electricity and gas. I went over budget on water, and internet was right on. Trash, I had $60 left over. Verizon, $1.34 left over. Gasoline, $29.73. Groceries, $147.32 that I was over budget. Teaching, I had $13.51 left over to spend, and then spending, I had $19. So it looks like I'm over budget. So I'm over budget by $218.61, I do believe. Because I had a little extra income, which you can see here, I made $105.53 extra this month. I didn't go completely over budget by $218. I mean, I did, but like, you know, it's not, I don't have to pull that much from savings. It's $145.22 that I'm going to have to pull from somewhere, and probably my sinking funds. It'll probably come from my household sinking fund, which I hate that I'd have to do that. Here is what my sinking fund calculations look like. So I had enough money in my Progressive car insurance sinking fund to pay for that. So I just have $1.51 left over. I have plenty of money in my house repairs and updates, but that I'm saving up to pay for new windows for my house. I do have an older house. So this $145.22 that I am over budget is going to have to come from somewhere, and that is where I will be moving some money around, which means I cannot add money to my debt this month. That is my sad, sad budget. I really appreciate you watching and commenting, liking, and participating. I really enjoy your encouragement on my journey. This is a month where I made a lot of mistakes. If I actually took out the fact that I was $147 over in groceries, and I did earn a little extra money this month, I would have been like just breaking even. So I think that I made the right move with going to to a much tighter grocery budget and trying to really like pare that down, do what I can to rein in that spending, and hopefully that will keep me on track going into the next month in March. I can keep my costs down and hopefully earn a little bit more money and spend a lot less. Really, for the month of February, it's not about the extra income. It's about the fact that I was overspending a lot. Now, some of my bills I went way over, and I don't know if I am under budgeting those. That is something that I'm learning. That is a little new for me as far as having a house compared to an apartment that I hadn't even lived in an apartment for over 3 years. So there's some adjustments there. So I'm not upset about those things that I spent on, but I am a little upset that I went over so much in my grocery budget, and I know that that's something that I could have controlled. It just comes down to, you know, making sure that you're keeping track of your money. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not about telling myself I cannot spend money. It's about making sure that I plan ahead so that I have the money for the things that I really want. Do I really need this little food item every week that adds up my grocery bill? Or do I really need new doors and windows for my house so that my house can be more energy efficient? I can save more money. I can live more comfortably in my house, but then I can also save more money and use that money for something even bigger and better and greater down the line. So it is really important to keep track of your money. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you're still here, thank you so much. That is it for today. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.